Renu. I have lots of timeline today, and I was amazed to see what exactly is happening right now. This is amazing. If you see here, the visa officers are actually in, I think, holiday moods, and they are just trying to release as many as air rollouts they can. International graduates actually has reached till 7:55 p.m. and I got hold of good number of cases under this category from 12 p.m. to 7:55 p.m. to be precise. And then workers in Canada stream A, yes, they have started picking the application even of August 21st. And then workers in Canada stream B, if you see here, May 6th to July 13th. And French speaking category, not just till May 31st, that what we have explained earlier. Now it has reached to July. So let's dive into first timeline. This is amazing, and I just got hold of this case like half an hour ago. This candidate has applied on July 31st, and there was no AOR, no ADR, and no ghost update, of course, because there was no requirement of any document or requisition from IRCC. He just got the PR credentials today. This is amazing. I hope that this would be followed under international graduate and stream A and B, and I will keep you posted about that. Moving on to another timeline is for international graduate, May 6th at 6:45 p.m. Eastern Time Zone. He was able to link up the application on 7th December, and the very day he was able to get the AOR. So this is another interesting thing. I will be talking a little more in detail about the PCC, while I'm discussing the timelines, and there are things you actually can work so that to avoid any kind of, refusal. This is another timeline of 5:32 p.m. Eastern Time Zone, May 6th. And if you see, he was able to receive the biometric instruction letter. You will not be able to do a biometric without getting the BIL. Now, there's also one more confusion a lot of you are experiencing. When you get an ADR for PCC, there are two columns out there. So try to make sure that you read the letter from IRCC. Usually, if it's only one column, you have to submit the PCC, whatever is being required by the visa officer. However, if you see two, there may be a requirement of RCMP fingerprints. Not everyone would get the requirement for that since it's not a mandatory requirement. But in case if it visa officer asks you, you have to submit one PCC and then second column has to be RCMP fingerprints. Also, again, I'm reiterating that same. Please make sure that your police clearance certificate has to be the valid one. Don't send the expired one. In case if you have got the deadline that you have to submit that ADR within 30 days time period, you can apply for the new one and submit the explanation letter with the old one. Because a lot of you had the confusion about it, and one of the subscriber even wrote back to me that they called up IRCC and they were like, it can be, yeah, you can submit the expired one. Please remember one thing, agents don't know anything like all the time. Some of the agents are just new hires, so just keep these thing in mind. PCC is a proof of your kind of a reference check. So you have to make sure that whenever you are submitting any document, it has to be within its validity time period. Don't send the expired one just for the sake of sending it. Okay. Moving on to another timeline is again May 6th at 4:56 p.m. And then PCC was submitted on November 18th, and then there was an ADR for 5669 form, and of course then the portal credentials, and then there was an ECO PR that was received on December 9th. So you can see that we are getting good number of rollouts right now, and we are not stuck in between 12 to 1 anymore. IRCCs actually started picking cases beyond 4, 5, 6, and even now 7. I'll be talking about that towards the end, like as I discuss various timelines. This is another timeline at 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time Zone, May 6th again. Same requirement, majority of the cases are getting the ADR for IMM 5669 form or the PCC. And in case if you have a spouse or a kid, then you have to submit the supporting documents. Very rare cases might get the requirement of pay stubs or proof of your job. So just make sure that when you receive the AOR, please submit all the required documents through IRCC web form, even if it's not asked by visa officer. Just make sure that this is one tip you can avoid the chance of refusal. Now, there was a ADR, it was submitted on time uh, on November 30th, and then he was able to receive the ECOPR. Now, the time taking process from ECOPR to PR card is usually between 4 to 6 weeks. Now, remember, we are expecting holidays by the end of this month. So just keep that in mind that rollouts might going to slow down, or it's just going to be a standstill for at least a week's time period. And I'll keep you posted on those updates too. This is a beautiful case under Stream B because I remember when I started posting videos on TR to PR, a lot of you had that confusion. What if we are working with Tim Hortons or A&W or McDonald's? Now, in this case, if you see that this person has worked as a restaurant cashier at McDonald's, and he was able to, I had interacted with this, I would say an applicant over Facebook, and that I got to know that this applicant was able to generate good proof, and he had the reference letter from his employer, and he was able to send all the job duties, whatever is mentioned as a restaurant cashier, and that's the reason he was able to get the PR confirmation portal. Again, the applicant has applied on May 9th at 1:30 p.m. and he was able to get the AOR on December 1st, so this month only. And then the ADR the very same day, 4 days later, got the ghost update since he's already updated all the documents. And then yesterday, he was able to get the PR confirmation portal, like PR portal confirmation. So now he's likely to get the ECOPR. That is likely to happen maybe tomorrow or maybe by Monday. So this is like really amazing now. Moving on to another timeline is on May 6th at 5:35 p.m. Eastern Time Zone, and this applicant again has got the was able to link up his application on December 8th. So if you see here, this is an international graduate timeline 5:35 p.m. So amazing to see that he was able to get the ADR for IELTS TRF. That's a test report form. In case if you have sent the screenshot of your IELTS at the time of application, visa officer would ask you for this. So it's 5:35 p.m. Eastern time. So next timeline is again 5 p.m. Eastern time zone, 6th May. This candidate was able to get the BIL request, again biometric instruction letter, and was able to link up the application on December 7th. The very same day he got the ADR for police clearance certificate. Okay, this is 6:10 p.m. 6th May. And this candidate just not, was able to get the AOR today, so December 9th, and under his portal he was able to see the medicals pass. Now this is a time when, in case if you have not submitted that document at the time of submission, because it was like an overwhelming situation, please submit it now after receiving the AOR. Okay, this is a case of 4:59 p.m. under International Graduate, May 6th. This applicant again was able to link up the application today, that was December 9th. There was no AOR in this case, so again, he is likely to get it anytime. And again, AOR is not like mandatory in 100% cases. 2 or 3% of the cases just get through PR confirmation portal without AOR. Or even you can see that, the first case which I've discussed about the French category, you can simply land to PR confirmation portal without getting into all the loop of AOR and ADR. Okay, so this is the timeline of June 7 with dependent inland spouse. So this applicant actually has applied as an individual candidate, and then he added his spouse and his child via web form. So he submitted all the required documents, and this is one of the reason it took him little time. But if you see, this is under healthcare stream and June 7, and still he has updated the information for his spouse and his child later on. He was still managed to get the ECOPR on December 8th. So there were a couple of requirements under his case, like the marriage certificate has to be submitted, the photographs and the proof of his marriage, and then same goes for his child. He has to submit the birth certificate of his child, these photographs, and of course the fees, the visa processing fees and the right of landing fee. So this ADR for Schedule A for the main applicant was one of the requirements. So he's cleared up all. Then after ECOPR, you have to link up your PR card with GCKey, and that's the reason I'm just adding for basic information here. Okay, this is okay. Another timeline is from Paul. Now, this candidate has applied on August 21st, 1 a.m. Now, if you see here, it was able to get BIL. So this is healthcare case and August 21st. So really fast processing is happening, and any good news can be at any given time for you guys. So he got the AOR on November 24th, and the same day he was able to link up the application, and then he got the PR portal. That was today on December 9th. This is another timeline for May 6th at 11 a.m. Pacific time zone. And this candidate was able to get the AOR on August 26th. He was able to link up the application the very same day, and then there was an ADR for police clearance certificate. Now, I'm just again trying to clarify for those who have not got through the point what I was trying to cover in a couple of my videos lately. When you get the PCC requirement, just make sure that the document has to be within its valid time period and attach the explanation letter just to make sure that you have applied for the new one. Please don't send the expired one. Same goes for your IELTS and for any document whatsoever you are submitting. And make sure you do it after receiving the AOR through web form, that IRCC web form. I have already explained the process step by step, and I'm going to add that link in the description box below for further reference. Now, resuming back to this applicant, he was able to get the portal on December 1st and was able to get the ECOPR day before, that was on December 7th. Okay, so this is another timeline for stream A, 2 dependents with wife and son. The applicant has applied with all his forms and application, even involving his spouse and son case, on June 26th, and he was able to link up the application and got the ghost update since he submitted the documents at the initial go only, but there is no benchmark that you're not going to get the ghost updates even if you've not received the ADR. So in this case, he was able to get the ECOPR, that was on December 7th. So this applicant has applied at 1:24 p.m. Eastern Time Zone. He was able to get the AOR on October 27th, and then there was an ADR, of course. And if you see here that he was able to get the COPR on December 8th. Now, usually it takes 4 to 6 weeks time period in getting the PR card, but this 1 week's time period of holidays would definitely slow down the processing, and it may take approximately 4 to 8 weeks, I would say. Okay, so under non-healthcare stream, if you see here, May 6th is the time when this applicant has applied, and then he was able to get the AOR on July 27th. Was able to get the, again, ADR for PCC. It was submitted. And then November 1st portal. And if you see here that November 3rd was the time he was able to get the ECOPR. So it took him almost a month time period, like the 4 weeks time, in receiving the PR card. Just make sure that when you get the ECOPR, you link it up through GCKey so that the information is all updated out there. Under healthcare stream, this candidate has applied on July 19 and he was able to link up the application without any AOR on November 19th. Again, there was no AOR under this case. And after that, on December 1st, this candidate was able to get the refund for biometric. Now, some of you might get confused at this stage. If you have already done biometric as a part of your previous application, could be student visa or work visa, you don't have to redo it. However, many of you might have submitted the fees, so that is the same refund, IRCC is reversing into your account. And you're likely to get within a couple of weeks once you receive this confirmation from IRCC. Okay, moving on to another case. This is this applicant is applied on May 13, and he was able to link up the application on December 8th. Now, there was ADR for upfront medicals for her spouse, so that's likely to be submitted within 14 days time period. So once it is done, then he probably would be able to get the sorry, she probably would be able to get the next response from IRCC. So till the time she doesn't get any response, she just have to keep an eye to her portal, and same goes for you. Just try to link up your application. I have explained the whole process. And the link would be in the description box below. So this is all for today, and I am going to cover more timelines very soon. But it looks like that this is really good. For those who still have confusion, they can always check back onto this, the timeline, what exactly is going on. And yeah, I hope this video has been little help to you. If it does, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. That's going to, of course, motivate me to generate more database for you guys. Have, yeah, stay safe, guys. Take care. Bye.